I don't want you guys coming in. Oh, it's a balloon. This ain't no fucking balloon. Okay? Because people are pulling up videos of this same thing being spotted back in like 2015. Okay? I need y'all to explain to me, without it being a balloon, what is this, bro?
It's straight up and down.
No, it has something on the side, Robert.
We gotta get a picture.
Oh,
Yeah?
This looks like...
Uh-oh, Iron Man, sorry.
Listen, and I don't want anybody talking about the camera. I don't want anybody talking about, oh, they can't get good footage. That's AI? No. Hold on.
It's holding its position straight up.
Look at this fucking thing.
It's one straight up and down and staying that way.
If this is a balloon, this is a really weird balloon. Hold on. Look at this thing. It looks like it's fucking rotating. Which, a balloon could make sense. Okay. But here's the thing. Here's a second video from somebody else seeing the same fucking thing. Different POV.
It looks like Iron Man.
That ain't no fucking balloon, gentlemen.
Jonathan,
That is not a balloon. And then somebody's got footage from 2015
Got it.
I'm not centered. I don't see anything. Okay.
Are you recording?
I am.
of the same thing.
You're low.
Honestly, somebody seeing this in 2015 actually makes me feel like there's a real explanation for it.
In a spacesuit. I swear to God. Okay, now I'm focused. You're right. Okay, center.
It's a person.
It's a person. Fuck.
It's a person?
Yeah, arms are moving and dude, like
That's weird, man.
it's like a what?
My thing is, bros, look, I don't have a fucking tinfoil cap on. I'm not looking for some sort of existential moment right now. I'm just saying, brother, something weird has got to be going on. I feel like it's insane that we had this Chinese balloon just wander to the middle of America completely undetected, and then we just forgot about that. That was like, we're not talking about it anymore, right? That was weird, no? In the early 2000s, we would say there was always this theory that like the government's technology was always 20 years ahead of whatever we have in consumer technology, okay? I have a hard time believing that that would be true nowadays. Like, I feel like if you are smart enough or you have the ability to create like technologically advanced like software and hardware, you work in private jobs with companies like Google, you're working in tech. Yeah, I mean, if you're good at engineering and all of the things that you need to create, you know, the technology of tomorrow, you're not working a government fucking job in, you know, a top secret lab in Area 51. You're going to work where you can make hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars in salary, stock, equity, you know, whatever. So I don't know if like the government is like 20 years ahead in technology. I would have a hard time believing that they have the right people working on these things, but they gotta have secrets. I just have a hard time believing that there's gotta be something out there that is incomprehensible for us to know, to understand, like the general pop. There's gotta be things out there happening that we just will never know about. But then I'm like, there's no way they can keep all these people, lots of people, so many people, to keep secrets like this, right? Maybe the world is just as boring as it appears to be. That's certainly a possibility. And maybe there aren't crazy conspiracies happening all around the world and things that we'll never know about. But I think If I were a betting man, I would say there's crazy shit happening that we'll never know. Right? There's just gotta be, brother. There's gotta be. There's gotta be something more than what we have in front of us. I mean, this video is fucking, like, what could this be? This isn't AI. This isn't an edited video.
No.
This looks like a fucking person.
It's straight up.
Thinking that way.
And then I see, like, the most distinguished Air Force pilots get on video and camera from their cockpit footage, whizzing past things in the air randomly, things that they can't explain, things that move in ways that they can't even comprehend, that don't make sense in anything that we know of science today. And then everybody's like, oh, it's a balloon. It's a balloon. I'm like, brother, what? You're telling me somebody who, like, lives in reality, who is, like, medals and a distinguished Air Force veteran is like, that's not a balloon, but we all just, nah, it's a balloon. I just think that there's so much information that you can consume around us every single day, and we've never had any proof of anything being otherworldly or just anything that doesn't have an explanation. I feel like we always have, oh, it's a balloon, it's this, it's that, and then we're just off the topic the next day. Nobody talks about it again because we got 20 trillion apps, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, fucking news, shit happening in our life. Nobody just hones in and talks about this one thing, so it goes away. We never talk about it again. But some of the videos I've seen, I'm like, yo, there's got to be something happening here. There's got to be something more. There's got to be just things that we don't know. We're behind closed curtains, and nobody's going to pull that shade away for us. I don't know. My mind wanders. It's tough. I'll never know. So, like, am I wasting energy just talking about shit like this? Probably. But pretty bizarre. The conspiracy starter pack. I mean, listen, bro, if you guys want, I'll spend the next 8 hours reading conspiracy material somewhere. Look what we're learning about JFK. Oh, my dad's all in on it too. Let's go. I got to be careful with my pops, though. He's going to say some wild shit about the government. He don't like the government. Yo, Little Trey, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub, brother, with the 3 months. Charo, thank you very much for the prime. Glazed Human, 500 bits. He said Project Bluebeam. Is that the laser that we think that set the fires off in Maui? People are painting their rooftops like a very specific color of blue so that the laser can't target them. Is that what that is? Or is that something different? Pete D's, thank you very much for the sub, brother. Appreciate you. No, LOL, LOL, question marks. Listen, bros, all I'm saying is you got people in, like, South America literally painting their entire city blue roofs so they don't get targeted by these lasers. That's insane, right? That just sounds insane. No? But they got all these people convinced that this is what they need to do. See, this is what I'm saying. We got Quantum Mayor. This guy might be a mole. Joe Biden, he got his whole team, eyes and ears everywhere. Quantum Mayor said, as a person who worked in intelligence for the last decade, things are almost always simpler than you think. See, it's kind of like the Fermi paradox, where you guys should read about the Fermi paradox. I'm not going to sit here and explain it because it would be a terrible waste of your time and mine not explaining it well. But it's like the biggest fear of the Fermi paradox is that either advanced civilizations existed before us and they've all been wiped out and they don't exist anymore, and we're just alone in this world, or advanced civilizations never existed and we are truly just alone in this universe, and that's it. It's as simple as that. See, when somebody says that, where, oh, I worked in intelligence, and then they hit me with things are almost always simpler than you thought, that's where I'm like, okay, maybe these conspiracies aren't great. But if you worked in intelligence and you worked in intelligence that was like top secret, I don't think you'd be in this chat saying, yo, it's probably simpler than you think. Maybe you just didn't have that clearance, brother. I'm not saying that you weren't good at what you did. I'm just trying to poke holes, play devil's advocate. Yeah, that's true. We can all lie on the internet too, but I don't think one of our chatters would lie to us, you know? I feel like we got a trust circle here. Good morning, Matthew. What's up, Blake Robbins? Hey, Blake, we're talking about golf and conspiracies. Yo, Blake, what do you think this is, brother? Can you explain this to me? And don't say it's a fucking balloon, Blake. Don't say it's a balloon. This ain't no balloon. This is not a balloon. Don't say it. I'll fucking kill you if you tell me this is a balloon, Blake.
I don't know.
I can't even see it. What the hell is wrong with
No, it's straight up and down.
No, it has something on the side, Robert.
Blake's a real smart guy. Yo, Balake, this is what we were saying. What does it look like to you?
Uh-oh, Iron Man, sorry.
I don't know. I mean, it's got the silhouette of a person. I know that's not a person just floating up in space right there. But hear me, Blake. I was talking about it before you left, or before you came in, and you're smart. You work in tech, kind of. Let me ask you this. I think when I was in high school, or like in the early 2000s, when like a good conspiracy movie or TV show would come on, or I'd be watching like true crime, something, and they would have like a Area 51 doc up. They would always say like, oh, government technology is like 20, 30 years ahead of what's available to consumers at our fingertips today, things that we see, things that we know. I just don't believe that could possibly be true anymore, just because what I was saying is that people that work in tech, or people that have they're intelligent and understand the world enough, like if they're working in tech and tomorrow's future, they're working at, you know, a public company making hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars in salary and equity and stocks and all this shit. They're not going to work at the fucking government to make a government salary and have all this opportunity missed out on. So I just don't believe like that theory is true anymore. Like there's no way the government is 25, 30 years ahead. Maybe in missiles and weaponry and shit, but like there's no way that Jesus Christ. There's no way I got Apple with this crazy Apple Vision Pro and like what they did to get all these chips working, and like they created this whole fucking new thing out of thin air. There's no way. I mean, the government would never be working on something like that, but like there's no way the government privately is keeping up with this type of tech, that the best engineers and developers at like Apple or Google or Tesla or SpaceX, there's just no way. Like the fucking NASA versus SpaceX like would be the best argument that I have. You're telling me this guy Elon, a private company, figured out how to fucking reuse boosters and rockets and have them land back on the Earth? Meanwhile, NASA's like, they're back in the fucking, they're basically still in the 60s. How is that possible? You know, maybe it's because the government moves so slow and funding, they don't have enough cash and they can't go and do these things. There's a lot more red tape. Private company, they can just fucking, they think it, they can do it. The government, I don't know. My biggest fear is not any of these conspiracies. My biggest fear is that the government is just, bro, I've seen how difficult it is to, wait, what the hell? Hey, Nate, I used to teach you at Amos Alonzo Stagg High School. I was your driver's ed teacher. Little did you know, the first time you got behind the wheel with me in the car, us teachers were extremely nervous about the distinct smell in the car. We had hotboxed the car the night prior, and we all went to Olive Garden to celebrate you winning a 2v2 GB tournament. That is the wildest chat message I've ever received. Why did I read that? Because now I just lost my train of thought. Oh, my biggest fear is that listen, we ran a company at one point at 100 Thieves. We had 150 employees, and bro, even with 150 employees, it felt like, because of our own fault, it felt like it took forever to get anything done, just because we needed marketing to be in sync with the fucking partnerships team, and then the partnerships team needed to ask talent, and then talent needed to ask esports. It was a whole mess. It's hard to operate a company. You tell me we've got tens of thousands government employees, hundreds of thousands government employees. That I think the government just has to be like this, an unfixable mess. Like there is no way, especially we turn over every 4 years. Like we go from the Republicans over to the Democrats. Democrats stick around for 2 terms. Then we got Republicans. We got new people coming in. The only people that we have in fucking Congress are like 99 years old who have been sitting or maybe like for decades. Like The government just has to be worse and slower and just this bundled up ball of fucking mess that is just truly unsolvable and unfixable. It has to be. There's no way it isn't. I got everybody complaining about the fucking IRS taxes. Yeah, of course. You tell me how these motherfuckers know exactly how much we owe them, but they make us jump through hoops, fill out 20 million forms, guess on how much we owe them, and if we get it wrong, then they penalize us. They give us fucking interest fees for not paying. I mean, the government has to be a mess. Oh, yo, Enad, you work in the government. It 100% is a complete mess. It's so hard to get anything done at work. We need somebody to just come in. We need to reset the infrastructure of our government, dude. We need to be technology forward. I mean, like, think about the DMV experience, okay? Nowadays, you can make an appointment at the DMV, which is not a great system still, but you go to the DMV, you have an appointment, you get it done, you're in and out in 30 minutes, and something that would take you 6 hours, like a couple years ago before these appointments existed. You know, we went to go do a passport at the U.S. Postal, a post office. We made an appointment. It was an early appointment. We got in there. We were out in 25 minutes. It was actually super easy. But 99% of the time, doing anything regarding like the government with forms and fucking mail and everything, this shit is, and then the people that work there are miserable half the time. It's just impossible. We need to have like, get me my fucking ID on my phone. There's like 4 states that have it. Let me get my ID on here like Apple Pay. I don't give a fuck. I saw Mark Zuckerberg at these UFC fights, and I'm like, yo, Mark Zuckerberg looks cool as fuck. The last 6 months, I see this guy fighting in UFC, trying to set up this fight with Elon Musk. Would you ever expect this guy who got up and testified in front of Congress and the answers that he had to ever be like a normal person? No, the guy sounds like a robot. Everybody thinks he's a fucking bug in a human being suit. I actually think Mark Zuckerberg is cool as fuck. This guy's sitting at UFC. Yeah, he's a little socially awkward. We all are. I searched Mark Zuckerberg. He's sitting there with Dana White. He's wearing a white, oversized shirt with a gold chain on underneath. He looks big. He looks strong. I'm like, there's no way this guy, this is the founder of Facebook. I'm like, yo, I fuck with the Zuck. He's hanging out with all these fighters on Instagram and shit. I search on Twitter to see if everybody thinks it's as cool as I do. Everybody's like, fuck Mark Zuckerberg. Fuck Mark Zuckerberg. I'm like, all right, see, my dad just said he's a pawn for the Dems. See, this is what I'm saying. My dad's going to get me in trouble, bro. This guy's so far down, goddamn right, left, whatever. Look, everybody's just mad at Mark Zuckerberg for being there and like looking like a normal person. Dad, hey, I'm glad you're not drinking because it'd be even more dangerous. I'd probably ban you in the chat because you're going to get me canceled with your shit. Your dad is right. He's right. Whatever. Fuck it. I don't care what you guys think. The point is, I'm like, yo, Mark Zuckerberg, he's starting to feel like a normal, regular guy to me, which I like. And he'll never be because he's a multi-billionaire and knows things that we don't. But whatever. I thought he looked cool. Everybody on Twitter, I search his name. What's that prick Mark Zuckerberg doing there? That fucking pussy. That stupid fucking bitch. I'm like, what did Mark Zuckerberg do to me? What did he do to me? Seriously. Oh, he sold my data to private companies? What fucking data? They saw what? What data they got on me? Oh, they got some cookies on their website. They sold my data. I'm like, dude, you want to see me searching big natural titties on Pornhub in 2019? Sure. I don't care. Oh, you saw me looking for a nice sweater on like 5 different clothing websites? Fine, don't care. The only people that are worried about their data being sold are the people that are doing weird shit on the internet that they probably should be doing in the first place. I don't fucking care. I'm not mad at Mark Zuckerberg. Guy built a business. I signed the terms of service. Sell it. I'm like, why would I hate this guy? I don't know. That's my opinion. I don't care. I'm just saying Mark Zuckerberg looked really cool. And I like him, getting into fitness, going to a UFC fight, hanging out with, I mean, we can't sit here and say this guy's like a pawn for the Dems when he's hanging out with fucking Dana White at a UFC fight. That's the most Republican place you could be. I mean, I'm not saying he's Republican, but listen, I just think it's crazy that we judge this guy, Mark Zuckerberg, aside from all the shit. I'm sure somebody in this chat can make a good argument as to why I should not like him. But can you imagine being hoisted into a situation where all of a sudden you're in your college dorm room and then 5 years later you have a multi-billion-dollar company and you've got fucking what's his name from the Clippers who worked with Bill Gates, Steve Ballmer, offering this guy $20 billion for his business? Like, I can't even imagine being in a situation in my 20s trying to handle that. Like, give the guy some time to grow up and get older. Like, I don't know. I'm not saying that we need to give that hall pass to every single person. Like, if you're in your 40s in the world of business or in government fucking around saying dumb shit, doing dumb shit, like, okay, you've lived enough life to learn, like, you shouldn't be doing this. But all of a sudden, this guy's world gets turned upside down, and now he's the head of a company that employs tens of thousands of people, and you're worth billions of dollars, and you just grew up in front of the world in your 20s, and you didn't really get to have your brain finish forming. I don't know. Maybe I don't hate the guy. This guy ended up in a position that he would never be in if he lived a normal life. I don't fucking know. I just think we need a little less empathy, or a little more. I love you, but you sound dumb, buddy. I mean, listen, bro, it makes sense to me. But, you know, this is why arguments happen on the internet, because you think it's dumb. I think it makes sense in my head, and that's how I feel. You're not going to convince me otherwise. He fucked his lifelong best friend out of everything. Yeah, sure. In his 20s, he's got lawyers, board members telling him to do things. I kind of was in a similar situation. I don't think it's apples to apples, but I had no idea what I was fucking doing. I don't know, bro. All I'm saying is I don't hate Mark Zuckerberg. I just think we say we hate this guy. We don't know enough to hate him. I'm not saying we know enough to like him. Let's talk golf. Dad, if I talk golf, I'm going to plummet 1,000 viewers. We got to do something else right now. Oh, we got to talk about 100 Thieves Valorant and 100 Thieves, LA Thieves Call of Duty. Valorant, we beat G2. I'll tell you what, when I walked into the Valorant room before we played G2, they seemed pretty confident. They were like, oh yeah, that's going to be, we should win that. Which I've never heard them say before. Granted, I haven't gotten to spend a lot of time with them ever since they signed Busio. But, you know, we played 3 matches. 2 of them versus Sentinels in the last 6 months. The first match we played against Sentinels was a lot closer than the second one that we just had for the regular season. But, hey, maybe the team's better than we thought. Better than what everybody's saying. I gave me some hope, some optimism. I just think those boys need some opportunities to get comfortable. You guys got to understand, like, I still don't think the community realizes how much pressure is on these guys, especially, like, even the Call of Duty team. Like, this guy, Joe Deceives, has a bad couple days, bad couple weeks, and all of a sudden he's back on the bench. These Call of Duty guys, they just don't have the time and the opportunities to perform anymore. So every single match, it's just like life or death. These guys on the Valorant team are going to play 4 fucking matches and then to get to Shanghai. You got 4 matches in the regular season, I think it is, and then they play in the playoffs. But, like, all of a sudden, that's just not that many matches compared to what I got to do when I was younger. You know what I mean? Listen, if you're the best team in the world, it doesn't matter how many opportunities you get to play and practice, whatever. They're going to perform. They're going to be the best. But I just think there's just been so many sharp elbows and people talking shit about our Valorant team, when in all actuality, these are young guys. The team has swapped players in and out fair bit. They need some time to get comfortable with themselves, comfortable with their roles, comfortable with the entire team on stage. It's a pretty overwhelming experience. And then beyond all that, you know that if you lose this match, you might not be playing more for the next couple months. It's a tough situation. It's a tough hand to be dealt. I'm the last person that wants to be empathetic towards our players because we're paying them to fucking win. And if they're not winning, we're losing and we're not getting to watch them play more. If you lose, you don't play more. That's it nowadays. So the fact that I actually feel empathetic towards these guys tells you a lot. I'm hoping these boys can find some consistency and be the teams that we want them to be. The Valorant team, the League team, the fucking Call of Duty team. But, 2 wins in this weekend alone is, like, pretty awesome. I'm excited to see it. I'm happy to see it. Primary Fever with the tier 1. Let's go. Best content on the internet, hands down. I appreciate you, Primary Fever. You're the man, brother. Swingy Plays, thank you very much for the tier 1. He said, hi, Cockshot. Please show meat. I will not be showing meat today. Slink Machuca, thank you very much for the prime. Hershey Chris, thanks for the prime. Mast Hokage, thank you very much for the prime. Steve Sobies, thanks for the prime. Little Ray, Charo, whatever. Thank you, brother. Why did I just say whatever? I think I was saying whatever did I pronounce his name right? All right, chat, we got to talk about schedules. So I'm going to be live today. I'm going to be live tomorrow. Wednesday and Thursday, I have a shoot both days. I will not be live at all. It's unfortunate. And then I got even worse news than that. But for Wednesday and Thursday, I'm not going to be live for good reason. And I'm going to do my best to have McGowan. I'm going to at least make it up to you guys. I'm going to try to film some vlogs. But unfortunately, the vlogs that I actually film these next 2 days on Wednesday and Thursday. Oh, wait, is today Monday? Wait, hold on. Scratch everything I just said. I won't be live tomorrow, and I won't be live Wednesday. Yo, McGowan, I need you here tonight. You need to come over tonight so we get all this shit ready. I forgot the shoot is tomorrow and Wednesday. Chat, I'm shooting something that will probably... I know I've said this before, but this time, like, I genuinely mean it. This is probably one of the biggest things that I've ever done in my career. I'm pretty fired up about it. I'm excited to show you guys more. The announcement comes in May. I can't leak it. But tomorrow and Wednesday are going to be pretty mind-blowing. Even if you fuck with me just a little bit, I think you'll think it's cool. Even if you don't even fucking like me, I think you'll think it's cool. I mean, to me, it's probably like the biggest holy shit moment of my career in like 16 years of doing this shit on the internet. So I can't wait. And I'm going to film it all for you guys. No leak. I will not be leaking. We'll see what happens. Dad, okay. Dad, get the fuck off. Hey. Listen, you type in this chat anymore today, and I'm banning you from the chat. You're an idiot. I'm Blessing. Thank you very much for the tier 1. Bitter Panda, thank you very much for the prime. I'm timing you out for an hour so that you can't talk. Go lift some weights or go swing a golf club. If anybody unbans him, I'm literally not kidding. You will be unmodded. You will be unmodded. I swear to God. We're not breaking the rules here. That's definitely your dad. Yeah, he's mine, unfortunately. Let him talk. No, chat, I don't give a fuck what you guys say. I'm not unbanning him. Shut up. Topic's over. Flip notes, thanks for the prime, brother. 100 gifted and I unban him. I'll unban him for 100 gifted, actually. Yo, McGowan, McGowan, what do we always say? Don't try to be funny. You're not here trying to entertain the chat, McGowan. You're here working for me, all right? We're not here to be funny. Lock in with me, McGowan. You're going to hear that a lot in the vlogs. Nate is drunk? No, my dad's drunk. Free dad shot? Absolutely not. But yeah, all right, gentlemen. So beyond the shoot, I have tomorrow and Wednesday. I won't be live. I'll probably be live Thursday, but then I got more bad news, gentlemen. My sub count is going to be in fucking shambles. I feel uncomfortable just thinking about it. But I'm going out of town Friday, Saturday, Sunday, gentlemen. We're taking Gracie and we're going to Houston. Haley's family does a crawfish boil every single year. It's the 25th anniversary of this crawfish boil. So we're taking Gracie and we're going to go meet her dad's side of the family. Her dad's side of the family is very important to Haley. Her dad passed away when she was younger. They're all very sweet. They're very nice people. And I'm excited to go. I'm excited to go and see her. Don't say part-timer, gentlemen. This shit is serious. This is family stuff. No jokes. I mean, you know, I guess I need to allow the jokes if I'm going to keep this aura and this reputation that we have on this stream together. But I need you guys to lock in with me and not hit the part-timer comments. This is family shit. I have to do it. I got to go. And I'm excited for Haley's family to meet Gracie. It's going to be very special. Go golf with Sketch? This kid is becoming an inconvenience? No. The only inconvenience is that I need to get on a flight with a 4-month-old baby. That part I'm very stressed about. I know my wife is going to handle it, but I'm not good with like secondhand, like, you know, it's my baby, so I'm sure I'm not going to give a fuck if people are pissed off about my baby crying on this plane. I just need to come in with the mentality of fuck you, who cares? Which is not, I feel bad for these people that are going to be sitting next to her on her first flight. But what do you want me to do? I'm not going to drive 20-something hours to Texas. We're going to take the plane. Give your child a Xanax? I'm going to give myself a Xanax. But, like, if these people don't get it, I can't help them. It just has to be done. The most fucked up part is I'm like, yo, honey, I don't want any stress on this plane. I want to reduce the amount of stress we have as much as we can. So we were either going to do a row of 3 on Southwest or we were going to pay first class on United. I told her we're getting first class. So all these people that they think they paid for like an elevated flying experience, oh my God, they are going to be sadly mistaken when they got a crying baby sitting next to them. I can't wait to fuck all their days up. Let's go. Normally, when I'm in public, I like to keep my head down. This is why I actually think my public anxiety and just like, I like to be polite, keep to myself, not bother anybody in public. This is why I can never vlog in public as often as I should have. If I didn't have like this fucking anxiousness of like being around other people and trying to like respect their space, because half these fucking people that walk the earth, they don't give a fuck about you. They just care about what's going on in their life. And I'm not sitting like a martyr acting like I'm better than everybody because I care about other people. I just don't like to be embarrassed. It's this weird instinctual, like, when something embarrassing is happening around me in public, I just want to like turn my head and not look. I can't explain it. But I got to overcome that with a baby now. I have to just like, yo, this is my fucking kid. This is my family. This is my life too. I'm sorry that she's crying, but I'm not going to feel bad. So we'll see how it goes. I have the same thing, same feeling. I'm glad other people get it. I'm glad other people have that problem. That's called anxiety. Hit your pen. If I hit my pen, that makes my anxiety even worse. I mean, I take 1 milligram of lorazepam. I started doing this when I had to take an international flight to Paris 2 years ago. I've always been very not against drugs to help anxiety, but I don't want to do that. So I take it for flying, which really helps. But we got the baby, so I don't know if I'm going to. Whatever, we'll see. Bro takes benzos. I only take them when I'm flying, brother. I only take them when I'm flying. Listen, addiction is heavily ingrained in the Hague bloodline. So I don't like to fuck around with that. But we'll see what happens. Personal questions, but do you take daily anti-anxiety? No, I don't, brother. I don't. I don't want to change like the fucking, and I'm not, if you need them and you take them and they work for you, I'm happy for you, brother. I'm not saying that you're doing the wrong thing when I say this, but it's just like, I don't want to fuck with the chemical makeup of my brain. Like, I don't want something I buy at the pharmacy to, I mean, it sounds like a bullshit answer if I'm taking a lorazepam when I'm on a plane, but I don't want to take something daily. I want to stay away from it. My mom struggled with addiction, with pain medicine and all this shit. So I just don't want to go down that rabbit hole. It's not for me. But if it helps you and you do it, I'm happy for you. Whenever I hear people take, anti-anxiety medications, I've heard some positive experience, but I've heard a lot of negative experiences. And I'm just like, you know what? Do I have anxiety? Yes. Do I have bad days? More than good? Probably, but I can work through it. And if I'm in the gym doing everything that I need to do to my body to make sure that I don't have anxiety and it's still crippling, then yeah, maybe I'd go talk to a psychiatrist. But the bad days I have, I know I can remind myself that the good days are right around the corner and you kind of got to work through it. And if I could be giving myself a better shot at reducing this anxiety, get all the shit done that's like clogging up my brain, get the emails done, get the fucking paperwork done to buy a house in Texas, you know, talk to the bankers, fucking get my taxes done, get my work done with McGowan, take the garbage. Like, there's so many things that I could do to like stop myself from being stressed out and anxious, but I'm not doing all of those things. So I'm not going to just go take a pill every single day to try to stop myself from being anxious when I know I could be in the gym, getting vitamin D. Like, there are so many things I could be doing. I could stop drinking an energy drink. I just need to do more to try to give myself the best possible chance of waking up and feeling good. And if I got done with all that and I did the things and I was still fucking crippled with anxiety, then yeah, we talk to a psychiatrist. But until then, I don't deserve it. Yo, Zach, hi Emma. Thank you very